Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq, coming to you live from Consensus. And joining us for this segment, we have Tegan Kline. She's co-founder and CEO of Edge and Node. We're going to discuss why democratized data fosters transparency and responsibility, keeping institutions and authorities accountable to the communities that they serve. Tegan, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to TradeTalks.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
You got it. Tell us about Edge and Node, and then also explain what the graph is, what you refer to as the Google of Web3.
Absolutely, yeah. So Edge and Node is the initial team behind the graph. We're working on building the Web3 platform, infrastructure that is truly decentralized so that anyone can access that data, but also to give the power, control, ownership back to users. And the graph is decentralized data. So there's a network of over 100 indexers, which are Google-like companies all around the world that are organizing and serving data for the users of Web3 and the developers within the space.
Well, let's talk about that more. What happens when data is democratized and developers and innovators can access it?
Absolutely, yeah. So if you look at the web today, there's a handful of companies that kind of own and control what we see and the data that exists on the web. And so Web3 is all about giving that power and control back to users to democratize that access so that no one company has the ability to censor or control the data that we see. And instead, the users get the choice to see what data they want to see, to censor the data as they wish, as opposed to one company or one organization kind of top-down deciding what we see online.
Does that have any impact, good or bad, when it comes to data privacy and security and so forth?
Yeah, absolutely. So with the graph, it's public data, and so it's like, trade data. Uniswap is one example. It's a decentralized exchange within the DeFi space, NFTs, but we're not talking private, personal data, because that data should stay private.
Tell us about the AI white paper and Agent C. This is a ChatGPT-like feature that's built on the graph.
Absolutely, yeah. So the AI white paper just dropped yesterday. So because the graph has all of this data, decentralized, organized data, you can train AI models and then serve that data. So the indexers can actually choose to offer AI or AI-like features within the graph ecosystem.
So this almost sounds like we're starting to talk more about decentralized AI,
exactly.
And that's what this is.
Yeah, and so it's kind of self-sovereign AI. So if you think about, I drive a Tesla, and with that Tesla, there's a lot of censorship that goes into that Tesla. It's telling me, hands on the wheel. And with Web3, you can actually have AI that's autonomous. And you can also see agents take on-chain actions. So right now with the graph, we saw 1.6 billion queries in Q1, but that's all humans taking actions. So when we unleash AI within the graph ecosystem, you'll see a lot more usage because agents are taking action on-chain, AI agents.
Is this different than generative AI that might be more familiar, like a Copilot or a ChatGPT as an example? Are there any nuances or differences?
So yes, LLMs like ChatGPT is one example, but you can also see image generation or audio generation as well. So it's the whole gamut or the whole umbrella of AI.
All right, appreciate the insight, Tegan. Thanks for joining us on TradeTalks.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining us from Consensus. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.